So the other day I was watching YouTube videos, because YouTube is amazing and cannot be banned for 6 days. And I came across this video titled, "My husband made me a prostitute." Yeah, and I saw the title and I'm like, such a harsh title, right? My husband made me a prostitute. Like most husbands make their wives breakfast in bed. Not this guy. This guy has a different agenda, you know? And then I thought, let me watch the video, and I thought that this lady would explain what happened and how this happened. But no, instead she starts talking about other things, like what her life is like as a prostitute. At which point I can tell everybody in the country is judging the husband. Like people in the south of India are going, these North Indian men are like that only. Like people in North India are going, "Bhai, Hindi mein kyun nahi bol rahe?" And also because in the video she's a prostitute, you can imagine she's dressed a certain way, right? Which is why some Indian men can't handle their shit, right? They're just like, ये कैसे कपड़े पहने? ये हमारे संस्कार के खिलाफ है. इसका रेप होना चाहिए. भाई ये लैपटॉप है. लैपटॉप का भी रेप होना चाहिए. कैसे? USB पोर्ट. हमारा बहुत छोटा है. So now I'm 2 minutes into the video, and I want to find out what her husband has done. I'm very curious. But does she tell me? No. She still keeps talking about her life as a prostitute, and then reveals that her husband does not speak to her anymore. And now I'm really upset. Because first of all, you made your wife a prostitute, and now you're not even talking to her. That's so mean. Like at least ask her how her day was, right? Like and it's crazy, And then she goes on to say that the reason why her husband doesn't speak to her anymore is because he's in a coma. Caused by a drunk driving accident, because of which she now has to support her family through prostitution. Oh. Like this has to be the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Like the word facepalm was invented for this moment. Like here's the message of the video, right? If you drink and drive, you may end up in a coma and your wife may become a prostitute. Now, I don't want to judge, but I'm just saying, if something happens to you and the only career choice your wife has is prostitution, then maybe a coma is not such a bad thing, And this whole video was supposed to be like a public service announcement, like stop drinking and driving. And I'm like, okay, if you want to do a video like that, at least make it realistic, right? Like Indians cannot connect to a story like this because this doesn't happen. Like for example, over here, it's a little different. In India, when you drink and drive, you can run over people sleeping on a footpath, kill them, never go to jail. Can even make a few hit movies, after that. Yeah, like or if you want to get drunk, you can get into your Aston Martin, crash it into an Audi. Give the victim another Audi. Never go to jail. It's fantastic. And I was discussing this video with my friends, right? And I told them, what? I think it's rubbish. And they're like, dude, why are you dissing the video? It has such a strong message. I'm like, no, it does not have a strong message. The intention is good, but the message is very weak. Because here's what I'm thinking, right? If you tell someone that if they drink and drive, they could end up in a coma, isn't that reason enough for them to not drink and drive? Like, who is this guy out there going, "Hi, I don't mind being a vegetable for the rest of my life, but if my wife becomes a prostitute, I'll be really pissed off." You won't be able to tell, but I'll be really pissed off. Someone going to say to me, "Hey, don't touch that electric fence, you'll die." I'm not going to go, "Yeah, it's okay as long as nobody pays my wife for sex." It's stupid, and we've been having this discussion about drinking and driving for a long time, right? But it's kind of sad now the conversation has reached a point where we're saying, hey, it's okay if you don't care about yourself, at least think about your family. What? Like, whatever happened to being selfish? Like, when did that stop being fun, When did you stop becoming important to yourself, Like, forget about your family, man. If something happens to you, they'll survive. You know why? Because they are not in a coma. And when you're not in a coma, it's hard to bunk work. Like, you know, if you want to stop drinking and driving, I'm saying, why not do it for yourself? Why not? Why don't you, live a little longer, make some money, travel around the world, and then let cancer kill you? It's a better plan, isn't it? Like, don't worry about your family, man. They'll survive. They'll be okay, if you're in a coma, sure, your wife will take care of you for a couple of months, but then she'll get bored and just marry your brother. And then your kids will just wait for the iPhone 7. They don't give a shit as long as someone is paying for it, And you'll just be lying in the hospital bed going, ugh. That's no way to live, A coma sounds interesting in theory, but it's not, A coma is a very low budget version of Interstellar. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, guys, don't drink and drive, because performing comedy for a room full of people in a coma is not fun. You guys have been fantastic. My name is Daniel Fernandes. They will jump inside the tiger's enclosure. Typical Delhi mentality. पसंद आया हाथ लगाने का. But as awesome as Sachin is, and as much as we love him, we all know he put a broom in his hands. At some point he's going to go. And Indians are cute. We think we have problems, right? Indians are like, अरे यार आज ट्रेन में बैठने के लिए जगह नहीं मिला है. People in Pakistan are going, अरे कोई आसमान से गोली मार रहा है.